Hey everybody, it's Bobby. I might need to back up here a little bit. So, been a while since I've done a video. A real long time, actually. Today I'm going to talk about karambits. And I'm going to start with my oldest karambit I have here, which is this guy. It's a tack force. Okay, it's like a 5-6 inch blade. It's huge. I mean, palm of my hand, it goes almost all the way up to my middle finger's first knuckle. So, really second knuckle, I should say, actually. I mean, this is a big knife. Now the thing is, it doesn't have that ring down here, so you can't just put your ring, or your pinky down in that ring. Same with, the index, of course. You can hold it like that, but the problem is you're pushing down at that point. So you gotta hold it like this. So and this up here helps to keep the slippage. Now this is actually a good utility knife, just because of it's still got the curve, but it comes down to that point there, and that point is really, really good. Anyways, this is a good utility knife. It does have the actual pocket lifter, blade lifter, what do you want to call it? I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's right here, and basically, yeah, there it goes. And if you put it in your pocket, once you put it downwards, the right side. You can do it the left side too, but the left side's a lot harder. This is the right side. You put it in your right side, and you just basically, it comes right out. Now I'll show you that real quick. So yeah, snags on pretty easy. Now this is just a more, I guess you call it a modern style karambit. They do have more traditional style. Now this is a modern traditional, is what I call it, because it's got the traditional feel, but the modern day look. Now the thing is, it doesn't have a double edge, because in some states it's illegal to have a double edge. In Kentucky, it's not illegal, so I can have a double edge, but this one does not have that, just because I bought it online. This one is razor sharp. This is a Vulcan gear. And this will shave me pretty good. And you can see all that hair there. I'm a little sweaty. That's probably about all that hair sticking there. But I mean, I got a bald spot there now. But so yeah, I mean, this thing is razor sharp. And the best part about it is, for me, it's easy to flip. And I don't do this whole figure 8 thing. It just doesn't make sense to me, because what's that going to do for you? I mean, you have this already for your reach, so why would you want to do that? So yeah, comes with a sheath. It's a lanyard sheath, so it hangs down like this. I hate that, because you gotta have to grab it like this, and I can't put it in my hand properly. I would have to twist it like this and pull it like that. So I can't just, I couldn't even do it like this and yank it down. I'd have to hold it and yank it down. I can't stand that. Now this one would be a good utility knife as well, and it's big too. It's about a 4-inch blade. I think it's like 3 7/8 of an inch. So, pretty big knife. Now we do have a modern tactical one here. At least I do, I should say. The modern tactical one is actually similar to that pocket knife. It does have a belt clip. This one is by Tiger USA, and basically has the side just like the Tac Force does, but it also has this fit up here as well. Now, this one's a left-handed one, so you put it in your left-hand pocket and you fling it out and let it come out. So flip back here and see if I can show you that real quick. So, good quick release. Now, this is more to the size of a traditional karambit. When I say size, the traditional karambits are pretty small in blade size and everything. So this would be more to the size of that. This is actually more rounded. Okay. And this is not a review, by the way. This is just an explanation. This one's more rounded. Now, the rounding on this ring is different than this ring, because this ring has a point. Now, Karambits that are sold like this one, they have this point because if you're holding it like this and you want to hit somebody like that instead of the blade, you can do that. You can hit them like this, and then it could be used like a pressure point pin. You know, you hit them in certain places. My favorite thing about Karambits with the rings, though, is that they're good for, you know, particularly for me, you know, for boxing. You know, if you want to practice a little bit, you know, you want to practice a good fighting technique, you know, with these, you can do that. Because, I mean, you gotta know something. And these in particular are good for that. Now, you can switch up your style with this to hold it like this, easy peasy. I call this dead man's grip, and the reason why I call that is because you can just walk up behind somebody and, you know, hold them like that. If it's of course only if it's like a self-defense in your home kind of thing. I would not recommend that to anybody. But this back part's flat, so it allows me to put my middle finger there and hold that, okay? And it's comfortably held, and that point also keeps it locked in there. But I put my thumb there to make sure it's more stable, okay? So, but anyways, they all have their pros and cons, you know? Even this one. I mean, it's small, but the ring hole on this is pretty small for my finger. So I have to hold it on that second knuckle, whereas the Vulcan Gear one I can have all the way up to my third last knuckle there. So I can still spin it comfortably. Now I can hold it like this, and it's not going to move anywhere because I got my thumb there. But if I didn't have my thumb there, it's going to move every which way. Okay, so like I said, they all got the pros and cons. This is good for like security officers if you're allowed to have something for utility wise, because it's easy to conceal for one, and for self-protection I always recommend at least a knife. But also good for police officers, people who are survivalists. I wouldn't recommend this for a survivalist, mainly because of this is more geared towards self-defense. This one would be. I would get something more like the Vulcan Gear one for survivalist, but something like this, you know, small utility knife, something that could, for example, if you have your gun on your hip, someone tries to grab it, you know, there are defense tactics for that, and you can use your Karambit for that. So, all kinds of things. Now the thing on this is that this is not a right-hand knife. This is strictly left hand. And what I mean by that is that the belt clip does not switch. Okay. So you can't put it in this pocket and expect to flick it out. Now you could, but you gotta drag it back. Okay. And dragging it back, you gotta practice with that. Okay. Because here's the thing, I'm dragging it back. Okay. You're probably like, yeah, you said that. Well, if I'm dragging it back, I can't hold it. That's what it's going to look like if I'm dragging it back. So if I'm going to drag it back, I have to drag it back with my pinky and flip it up. The problem with that is, it's hard to drag back my pinky. It can be done. I'm not wrong. It can be done, but it's hard. So everyone's out here staring at me, like, oh, what the heck is he doing? So anyways, you can do that, but now that I have this open and I pulled this back, I have to flip it up and then strike. Whereas on the left hand, I can fling it out, pick it up, and go up, an uppercut, okay? So I can get an attack right then and there, just right from the get-go. So, utility knife, tactical self-defense, survivalist, utility, all kinds of good stuff with this. Okay, I recommend these right here for multiple uses. I'm actually going to customize this here. I'm going to get a sheath. Well, not a sheath. I already have the sheath, but I'm going to put something on the sheath. And I'm going to make it customizable where I can put on my belt loop, so I can actually pick it up. So it's going to be sideways. Okay, so imagine it's going to be hanging like this on my belt loop, really, so I can actually come up with it. Okay, because otherwise, if I have it like this, I have to come up, out, and then up. and that feels uncomfortable to me. So when I do that, I'll show you all what that looks like. But anyways, I will give you all more detailed reviews on these later if you want. If I can get 100 likes on this video, I will do reviews on each of these knives. Let's put it that way. I'm not that hard to please, guys. I don't care if you subscribe to my channel or not. It doesn't bother me. I just do these videos just for fun of it. So, alright. Thanks for watching.